everyone, I'm Holly from Hand Printed, and today I'm going to show you how to use our hand lever relief printing press. Now I've got in front of me the square relief printing press. We have two sizes, one is square and one is A4. This is the square one, and it will just enable you to print relief prints like Linocuts and woodcuts at home without having to hand burnish them, so it's a lot faster and you should be able to get some really nice even prints without too much effort. Especially if you're printing in multiples, you're printing additions, then it will speed things up. So we just open it up by pulling this lever to the side, and then it's got this piece of foam padding in, which is going to go on top in a minute. And then inside I've padded it out with a little wad of newsprint. You can put some paper in just to pad it out and experiment with the right amount for you, depending on what lino you're using in your process. So the first few prints you need to do, you can just test out how much you need. I've probably got about 10 sheets of newsprint in here just to pad it out. I'm going to be printing with this block that I made in another video, this paintbrushes block. As you can see, it's got quite a lot of chatter around it. I've already inked it up, and I'm using the Calico Safe Wash Relief ink in Process Blue again. So I've just got this inked up over here, and you can experiment with the amount of ink, but it should look a little bit shiny on the surface where you've got your wet ink, but not splodgy, and it shouldn't be getting in all those lines. It shouldn't be building up in the gaps. So I've got my newsprint down first, straight on the wood platen. I've then made a registration sheet. So I've just got an A4 sheet of paper here. I've drawn around my printmaking paper, which is going to be A5. So I've drawn around that, and then I've drawn around my block before I'd inked it up. And that's just going to show me where to put down my block and my paper to make sure everything is straight and in the middle every time. So I'm placing my block down on top of my registration sheet in the middle where I've laid my marks, and then I'm putting my paper on top. And this is why it's important to have a registration sheet, because when you're placing it on top, it can be very easy to get it at a funny angle and not in the center. So I'll place that down, and then next goes on top my foam. And then I lift the handle to put down the top, so it will just rest on top. The handle then catches underneath this bar, enabling you to lever it down and push to take your print. So you need to push quite hard for this. Now, to ensure a really even print, it can help to rotate your paper and print again. You don't have to do this, but it does help get it nice and even. Lift away your foam and peel to reveal your print. You should be able to get a nice, strong, even print. If it's not coming out too even, then you can just add a little bit more padding underneath. You can use Burton pins for your registration if you want to. They'll fit under here because they're relatively the same height as your lino. If you're using any blocks that are a little bit higher, you can just adjust it with your padding to make sure you get it the right height. Now I can re-ink my block, put it back down on the registration paper, new paper on top, and print again for as many as I like until the edition is finished. And that's all you need to do. If you've got any questions, we'd be happy to help you. You can DM us, email, or phone. We'd be really happy to help you out. Happy printing!